person in that wheel is the person receiving the treatments.
We've got to use those supportive care domains and capture your experience based on those domains.
Yeah, yes, round this is square. And I wasn't told my treatment would affect my fertility, which it didn't. So I ended up going into fertility treatments to have a child. Stuff like that just wasn't communicated.
Because we might be going through these initial stages and we don't find out about our support networks until we're coming out the end of it. So it's about being your own advocate.
There's a lot of information out there about a whole bunch of health issues, but until you actually need to know, you won't absorb it. And then when you're thrust into it, all of a sudden, often you're given too much information and too much information to be able to absorb.
Oh yeah, it's cancer, and there's nothing after that, nothing matters.
Yeah, that's right. So it's like, yeah, that's the big word. Yeah, that's the scary word.
The year will mark a bit of a resolution stage, and it really didn't. It almost did the opposite. 14-month mark is like, oh, that's weird, why 14? But like, you kind of use that.
Even though they couldn't resolve the problem, they didn't have to just give up and go, sorry, I can't help you anymore, and this is the way things are. Patients don't expect them to have all the answers, and it's okay for them to say, I don't know, but I will send you to someone who might. I think what ends up happening is that they won't ask the question because they don't know the answer.
That's it. Well, we don't like the answer because we can't fix it.
And it's frustrating.
One of the best things I've ever heard from a patient was that I've had the answers to questions they didn't even know that.
When I was a nurse, she just looked me in the eye, pure love. You felt so understood, pure and completely accepted where I was, followed by an ability to listen and just accept where I was. And if they could do something, they would, and advocate for me. And if they couldn't, that's okay. I just felt so accepted rather than being seen as another number, another person they have to treat today. So that everybody on this journey gets to meet somebody who just sees them for who they are and where they are, rather than being boxed in.
I recommend just changing your focus. Chronic pain and lots of things going on. Just take your focus away from yourself and focus on something else. Something that will change something, like just make a change in the world and make your life worth living. And the way you make your life worth living is by giving yourself away to other people. That's what I do. I give it to my daughter. Here it is. Here I am. You can have me until whatever happens. We'll see what happens.
That link that I was talking about before from the primary carer through to all aftercare, there needs to be someone who can actually push you in that direction or hold your hand, getting you there. Recently become a volunteer counsellor, talking to guys who are often remote. One bloke in Far North Queensland, just beside himself with his incontinence. He's only 4 weeks post-surgery, he doesn't realise it's going to get a lot better. Things that can be done, this sort of stuff, but an hour on the phone is a happy man. And it makes me feel good to be able to do that. The guy has to actually ring the PCFA hotline, talk to someone, and then they direct you to someone to talk to. But what percentage of men are actually making that phone call to PCFA, handing you out there not coping and not getting any help? And this is where I think we need to do something. And there are resources out there that people don't know about. And that's where we need, I think, a linked person to guide people into those resources.
There's a couple of points I want to make. One is around the fact that we're never told that the side effects will go a longer term or be permanent. We're only told about them during treatment and then we're forgotten about. And what happens is that things that linger on and become permanent actually end up becoming disabling. We're given a piece of paper that tells us about the side effects, but we're not ever given that information up front. The other thing is around informed consent. And so if we tell people what the side effects are and how much they're going to cost, people might not want to go ahead. And that should be on the health professionals because it's not their life, it's the patient's life that they're impacting.
What's required here is continuity of care, a nurse to help you through the system because it's just so complicated and it's just so dysfunctional. And I'm saying this as a nurse, like I work as a nurse. It's dysfunctional, it's cobbled together, it's a little bit of everything, it's nothing of anything in particular. So you could easily get lost in this system and not get care, not get the care that you need, not get the care that you need in a timely manner. And for cancer, high-grade cancer, that matters because basically that can mean the difference between life and death. The solutions I'm putting forward is more nurse navigators, a better, more integrated system, and just better continuity of care, and just more accountability and more transparency, because when people make mistakes and they don't communicate, they don't apologise, it just makes it worse. Radio silence just doesn't cut it, you know. When you've got cancer, you want answers and you want them straight away. You don't be messed around.